Hello, fellow Muppet fans, and welcome to Moving Right Along, a Muppet movie podcast brought to you by toughpigs.com. This is the podcast where we watch the Muppet Christmas Carol 2 minutes at a time and talk about it a lot. I'm your host, Ryan Rowe.
I'm your other host, Anthony Strand.
And today we have a return guest. We're always happy to have him on the show. Return guest, who are you?
Santa Claus, of course.
Santa!
How could you possibly have a movie, a Muppet Christmas Carol podcast and not have Santa Claus?
You're here early.
Yes, the famous Muppet Christmas Carol enthusiast, Santa Claus.
No, I'm not in this. I'm in a lot of Christmas movies, but not this one. I don't know why.
You're just a fan.
I have to assume that Santa is a fan of the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Absolutely. It's hilarious.
And now comes the moment when I'm sitting here wondering if our guest is going to stay in character as Santa for the entire episode.
I will not stay in character. Hello, everyone. It's me, Matt Wilkie from Tough Cakes.
Matt Wilkie, hello.
Hello.
Well, I thought it was Paul F. Tompkins.
He's on my wish list. Paul F. Tompkins, if you're listening, send us an email.
He's obligated to listen to every single podcast, right?
It kind of seems like he's obligated to be a guest on every podcast.
Eventually. Yeah. You won't even know it. You can't book him. He just shows up and he's like, I'm ready to talk about Gonzo. Let's do this.
Yeah, he'll just enter the call one of these days and surprise us. Yeah, that'd be great. But anyway, Paul F. Tompkins is not here today, but Matt is here today to talk with us about minutes 41 and 42 of the Muppet Christmas Carol, in which Fozziwig's annual Christmas party begins. And we pick up at the beginning of this clip with Fozziwig standing in the doorway of his rubber chicken factory, finishing the thought that he began last week. He finishes the sentence, "Work! It's Christmas Eve for certain." So now we actually get to meet Fozziwig. We got a brief glimpse of him last week, but this is Fozziwig. He's played by Fozzie Bear, of course, which just seems like the filmmakers here got so lucky that there's this affable character named Fezziwig in the book, and they just happen to have this affable character named Fozzie.
And yet, for some reason, they completely cut out the character Zootanigan. I mean, it's right there. Zootanigan. Nowhere to be found in this film. So
that's right.
What's your accuracy?
Right. But here, I was going to say Fozzie as Fezziwig is actually my favorite piece of casting in this entire movie. Like, even if the names weren't that similar, Fezziwig is like a wish fulfillment role for Fozzie.
Sure.
Right? Because Fezziwig is like a grand entertainer. He makes everyone laugh. Everyone loves him. You can imagine Fozzie being told that he's going to play Fezziwig in A Christmas Carol and just being like, yes, the star of the show. Everyone loves Fezziwig, best party. And then they just like turn him into Fozzie and have Stellar and Waldorf tell him he's not funny.
Yeah.
It's great. But I love it.
Right. But Fezziwig is apparently successful at what he does. He's running this rubber chicken factory, which is perfect for Fozzie too. So yes, I imagine Fozzie was very happy to be cast in his part.
Now, before we go inside, I just want to give a shout out to the outside of the frame and seeing that full body Fozzie, and just a little shout out, just a little appreciation for the full body shots of any Muppets, but Fozzie especially. He has such a good belly for it, and a good set of feet.
A good set of feet on Fozzie. True. Yeah, those bare feet. No pun intended.
And I think that this is the first time we've seen him like standing up in a movie since the El Sleazo. Is that right? Do we see? I mean, we see him like get thrown out of the taxi and like thrown out of Sardi's and stuff like that. No, he doesn't get thrown out of Sardi's.
I don't think we see him full body in the Muppets Take Manhattan, right? So you're probably right.
I think so. Yeah. So it's great. It's great to see because that shot in the El Sleazo is like one of my favorite things. I said this at the time. But
right.
It's like the best. Just like Fozzie's like waving his belly.
All of Fozzie dancing on stage. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So it's good to see him again.
Yeah,
it's good to see all of him.
Exactly. And just to get this out of the way, other adaptations of A Christmas Carol featuring established characters. In
Here it
Mickey's
comes.
Christmas Carol, Fezziwig was played by Mr. Toad of. I
thought I was gonna get the guess. I definitely was. For the record.
Okay, well, there are only two more, but I will let you
Okay.
guess the other two. I should be doing this all along, making people guess. But okay, so Fezziwig also appears in the Flintstones Christmas Carol. Who do you think played him there?
Oh, Fezziwig and the Flintstones.
Not that
Is
many
it
Flintstones.
is it an established character or is it like
Yes.
okay? The Great Gazoo.
No, that actually would have been. I could
That
see
fits, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Who was it?
Is it the Grand Poobah from the Order of Water Buffalo?
No, I don't think he's in it, actually.
Another good guess.
It is Barney Rubble.
Oh, really?
Barney Rubble as Fezziwig, yeah.
Oh.
Who would you
All
see
right,
Barney
wow.
Rubble playing if not Fezziwig in A Christmas Carol?
Ghost of Christmas Present.
Oh, that could be fun. Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, who plays Bob Cratchit in the Flintstones one?
I
It's
don't.
just like a Bob
remember.
Cratchit. It's just like Bob Craigie or something. Like it's just like a
Okay.
guy.
Yeah, you know, we just talked about it a few weeks ago, and I've already forgotten. So, and then in Rich Little's Christmas Carol, Rich Little doing a
Every
celebrity
time.
impression. Who do you think it was as Fezziwig?
I got a good guess. Liberace.
No, that would have been a lot of fun.
That's a good one. Can I guess too?
Yes.
Was that Jack Benny?
No.
Is that your guess every week?
He's got to be in there somewhere.
He's in there somewhere for sure.
He's got to be there. So it was probably,
Arthur.
let's see, Paul Lind was Bob Cratchit. So
Yeah, I'll tell you this. Similar to Paul Lind, I feel like this character does not fit Fezziwig.
okay, so let's see. It wasn't Johnny Carson because he was nephew Fred.
Right.
Is it Bob
Dame
Hope?
Edna.
No.
Rich Little as Dame Edna. Was it Gene Stapleton?
No. It was not Gene Stapleton, sadly.
Okay, who is it? I give up.
Groucho Marx.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
it's
Oh.
fine.
I don't know how you get there, but yeah.
Yeah,
Rich Little as
it's-
Groucho Marx as Fezziwig.
All right. That
So,
seems not funny.
Scrooge remarks to the ghost of Christmas past that Fozziwig was a good employer, as hard and as ruthless as a rose petal.
Yes, which is Jerry Jewell, by the way. That's not Dickens.
I thought,
really?
yeah,
That's a good
I
line.
wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah,
That's not in the book.
yeah. We have been surprised kind of throughout the season by how many of the Dickensian lines were written by Jerry Jewell. It's really remarkable how good he is at making his script sound like Dickens when it isn't.
And the thing people always say is like, oh yeah, it's really one of the most faithful adaptations that retains so much of the Dickens prose. But that's actually not true because most of the Dickens prose is actually Jerry Jewell dialogue.
Right. Much. I mean, there's a lot from the
A
book
lot,
too, as
yeah.
we've seen. But
Now, I haven't read the book. Is there a lot of dialogue, or is it more like kind of action thought based?
There actually is a fair amount of dialogue.
Okay.
It's a lot of like Scrooge said this, Marley, like like the famous like every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips. Like Scrooge really says that to Fred, in that scene or whatever. Let me keep Christmas in my way, but you don't keep it. All that. I mean, that's dialogue in the book.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
A lot. That's just one example that comes to mind. But
Yeah. Now
this scene with Fozziwig does not have much. It's mostly description.
that makes
With
sense.
Fezziwig, rather.
Right. I know. It's so once it's in your head, it's hard to not just think of this character as Fozziwig. It's so Scrooge obviously. So he's chuckling, he's smiling to see Fozziwig. He obviously has fond, happy memories of working for this guy, but he obviously also has not emulated his management style because Scrooge is neither as hard or as ruthless as a rose petal.
Right.
So
He's just really hard. He's just actually hard and ruthless.
yeah, he's just a mean guy. Then Fozzie says it's time for the party to begin, and Scrooge is very excited because he realizes that this is the Fozziwig Christmas party. Gonzo is now trying to pull Rizzo out of this barrel of icy water. We see that for a second before we go into Fozziwigs. Right as we enter the factory, there's this whatnot who just passes in front of the camera and says, "Merry Christmas."
I love that guy.
Yeah.
That guy's great. Yeah. It sounded like a really deep. Do you guys have a guess to who it is? Because my guess
sounds like Bill Beretta, but I don't.
It sounds like Bill
he's
Beretta.
in
Yeah,
this. Like he's not there yet.
He didn't join yet, right? Because he joined during.
I guess he was working on dinosaurs
movie,
by this time, but he's not. Yeah, not doing Muppets yet.
Okay.
Right, but yeah, I could see that. I kind of wasn't sure who it was. I couldn't place it. But I love that. Like, what I love about that puppet is that's the kind of guy we should describe him. He has just like blue skin and a green nose.
Yeah.
He's just like, he's the kind of guy who looks like he's about to sing Autumn in New York on the Muppet Show or something. Like
sure. Yeah.
He's just like such a just random whatnot. And the kind of random whatnot that has disappeared from the Muppets in the years since this, I feel like.
Pretty much, if only because new projects are few and far between enough that they just fill the background with Muppets that we recognize instead of putting a lot of random whatnots and freckles and monsters in. But yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, we all like this guy. So I don't think he has a name. Like, I didn't really scour Muppet Wiki for this, but just the guy who says Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
So there are various humans and Muppets at this party, including this one Muppet dog who is wearing clothing, but is just barking like a dog, not speaking like some of the other Muppet dogs. It's always kind of an interesting, interesting question of which Muppet animals are sentient and which ones are just animals.
Quite a wide spectrum on that.
Yeah. It's not often that we see one wearing clothes, but just making animal noises, I think.
Right. And that is, isn't it the bartender from Dog City?
No, he's also there, though. He's also wearing clothing, but I don't think we hear whether he's speaking English or
barking
or just making dog noises. I don't know if we get a good enough. Did he have a name in Dog City, that guy?
Yeah, Bubba. It says it on his apron.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Dog City.
There's that scene when Colleen walks in and he says, "Hubba, hubba," and Ace says, "Bubba." Dog City is great. Everyone who hasn't seen it. Was
that line a Dickens line? I couldn't tell.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
In the original Dickens version novella. Of Dog City.
Yeah.
Hubba, hubba, bubba.
By the way, reminder that Jim Henson won an Emmy for directing Dog City.
Yeah.
And well deserved, because it
well deserved, yes.
Yeah, that's great. So yeah, like we're saying, it's fun to just look at the background Muppets in a scene like this. There's a lot of rats, some bunnies. We also catch a glimpse of the Electric Mayhem. They seem to be the band at this party. They're wearing period clothing. They're using different instruments than we normally see them with. We'll see them play those instruments in a minute.
We should also note about the Electric Mayhem that in the picture book adaptation of this movie that came out a few years ago,
I
assume Luke Flowers, the illustrator, I assume this was his idea. Animal's drum kit says the Acoustic Mayhem.
Oh, that's great.
Which it's such a great gag. Like, it's one of those things where as soon as I saw it, I was like, that should be in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I actually do not own a copy of that book. I'm ashamed to say, but from what I've seen of it, it's just full of little gags and little things for the fans like that. Yeah,
it also I'm sure, I don't know if we've ever mentioned this on the podcast. Later on in the scene at Scrooge's schoolroom, one of the books on the shelf is called Tough Pigs.
Yeah. That's cool too.
That rules. Thanks, Luke.
What does that mean?
Google it. So Gonzo comes in holding Rizzo, who is now completely encased in ice. He's a ratsicle. Gonzo briefly gets distracted by a chicken walking by, but then he smashes Rizzo on this barrel to break the ice. A lot of barrels in this movie, actually, now that I think about it, especially in this particular scene.
Big barrel time. Victorian era.
Heavy barrel time there. Yeah. Did you guys think that when Rizzo was encased, he looked like delicious. Like he looked absolutely delicious.
You would eat that ratsicle?
I would eat that ratsicle. I would imagine it tasted like marshmallow and rat.
Oh, I could see that.
You know,
it's extremely white.
Yeah, my instinctive thought is that it would taste like one of those kind of frozen lemon ice confections. Like they usually come in a cup and you eat them with a spoon, but it's kind of like frozen. Yeah. Those are good. That's what I think the outside of the ratsicle would taste like.
So I have another thought about the ratsicle.
Okay.
Which is, so Gonzo holds up the ratsicle, brings it down to smash it, and then we cut to a different shot where it actually breaks open.
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
And when it breaks open, we see all the ice fall away. Like, it's not like it cuts and now Rizzo's out of it.
Right.
It cuts and then we see like the ice falling off of it. So do you guys have a theory, or do either of you know how, like, did they actually just smash the actual thing? Or was there like some sort of loose ice in that second shot? You know what I mean? I can't tell.
I don't know, but I'm just so impressed by how seamless it is that I'd never noticed that that's actually 3 shots in quick succession. One of Gonzo kind of raising it up and then swinging it down, and then the very quick shot of it smashing and Rizzo starting to shake it off, and then it cuts to another shot of Rizzo who's now like moving around out of the ice. So the middle shot might not even be that might not even be puppeteered by Steve Whitmire at that point. It might just be kind of a lifeless Rizzo puppet that's coming out of the ice. I really don't know, but it works really well.
It's a good theory. Yeah. It looks seamless. Yeah. This is the kind of stuff that we come to the Muppets for. Where else do you get this?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Most other movies don't have to think about things like this.
Yeah.
How do you get this puppet who's encased in ice out of the ice and then moving around on his own? Rizzo is exasperated. He runs off. So now Fozziwig is trying to get everyone's attention. About this time is when we first see the young Marley brothers, or as Scrooge says, the Marleys, as they were as lads. And it just occurred to me in watching this that do we know why the Marley brothers are invited to Fozziwig's Christmas party? Do we think they also work for Fozziwig? Is this where they met Scrooge?
That's what I always assumed.
Yeah.
That like they two were apprentices to Fozziwig, which isn't in the book, obviously.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that was kind of my headcanon. That I've headcanon about Christmas Carol. That's funny. That Marley was also an apprentice that had kind of grown and then opened their own business, and then the next apprentice was Scrooge.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So they met at work. So this is Statler and Waldorf again as Marley and Marley. They both have dark hair because they're young, which is weird to see.
Lads.
They're lads, yes. And to me, especially Waldorf looks weird, and it's because of the mustache. It somehow makes him look more different than Statler.
He looks like Sonny Bono.
He does.
Yes.
That's what I've always thought about young Waldorf.
Young Waldorf looks like Sonny Bono.
Young Statler does not look like Cher.
No.
At all.
Too bad. I believe we had a discussion in a previous episode about which of them is hotter. I guess we can let the listeners decide which of the young Statler and Waldorf they think is hotter. Or Matt, if you want to chime in with your opinion.
Waldorf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I said Statler, but I don't actually remember.
Yeah.
I've always said Waldorf. I said it on the other app, and I'll say it again.
All right.
It's something about him.
Sure.
Yep.
Everyone's still chattering, though. Animal now walks into the foreground of the shot and yells, "Quiet!" Thank you. Because everyone gets quiet.
So if Animal's only going to have one line in a movie, that's not a bad one. Like, it's a pretty nice movie.
It's
a pretty good one.
Really all we need from Animal, yeah.
Yeah. I always thought it was weird that he doesn't do, like, it makes sense that he doesn't do it to the camera, but it always felt like one of those, like, animals shouting at you, the audience, as well as the character.
Yeah.
Right. It's like go home. Or whatever,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, he does walk right up Like like I say, he's way in the foreground where all the party guests are in the background.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it does kind of seem like he might turn and look at us at any second.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then he doesn't. Too bad. But then in the same shot, I noticed Fozzie immediately starts talking, which means that one of these two Frank Oz characters is being puppeteered by somebody else. I don't know if it makes more sense that it might be Animal, because then Fozzie has more dialogue. I don't know. But yet another little detail I had not noticed before.
If you were Frank Oz, which one would you have picked? Like, do you do the one that's like, that has more dialogue in the scene? Is it like, oh man, I do this all day. I just want to do like the quick, shut up and then get out of the scene, and then somebody else can be Fozzie for a little bit. So what do you think? What would you guys say?
My instinct is that Animal's very brief line would be easier to dub later.
Mm-hmm.
Or even to like kind of throw his voice and just do the line while he's under Fozzie.
Could have done that,
yeah. If you're asking though, if it were me, I think I might want to do Animal for that one line.
Yeah, feels
fun.
Good,
just because it'd be fun. Yeah. And then switch back to Fozzie for the rest of it. Fozzie says, "Welcome to Fozziwig and Mom's annual Christmas party," and he's right. Fozzie's Ma is there. We've talked about her.
So great.
Yeah, when we talked about Muppet Family Christmas and the Muppets at Walt Disney World, but I think we all love Fozzie's Ma, Emily Bear.
She's so great.
And we said this before, but it's really too bad that they didn't continue to find places for her in the 90s stuff. I guess that's mostly because Frank Oz was not around as much, therefore Fozzie was not around as much, therefore it wouldn't really have made sense, I guess, to have Fozzie's Ma without Fozzie, but it's too bad we didn't see more of her.
Yeah, she could have had a segment on Muppets Tonight.
She absolutely could have, yeah. Giving
why not
motherly advice, or who knows?
She could have sung a duet with Snoop Doggy Doo.
Yes, she certainly could have. Actually, that would be like the Martha Stewart Snoop Dogg thing, where she would be filling the Martha Stewart role, and Bunsen Honeydew as Snoop Doggy Doo would be Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg, yeah. They could have hosted the Puppy Bowl together. Like Martha and Snoop.
Yeah. What a weird world we live in.
It feels like Mad Libs. It honestly feels like Mad Libs.
Right.
Yes. Celebrity and Celebrity are hosting the Celebrity this year. I mean, the TV special this year.
The made-up event.
Yeah. So Fozzie announces that it's a tradition for him to make a little speech. Jacob Marley says, and it's a tradition for us to take a little nap. That's a decent Statler Waldorf joke.
That's a solid one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Defend that one.
Yeah. So then he's fumbling around for this piece of paper. He says, my speech. Here's my speech. Thank you all, and Merry Christmas. And that's it. That's the whole speech. That's all he's got. I do want to mention our friend Kathy recently found an ad, I think on Facebook, for one of these shady online stores that was selling a t-shirt with the text of Fozzie's speech from this scene written on like the outline of Kermit's head. I assume this was not officially licensed, like the opposite of officially licensed. But it's out there somewhere. If anyone really wants a poorly made t-shirt that assigns this quote to the wrong character.
Who makes shirts like that? Like who?
I mean,
it's an audience of one. It's gotta be.
Yeah, I've read that some of the stuff is just kind of like driven by bots that like look for.
Oh, yes, I've heard that too. Yeah.
Yeah, look for.
Well, that makes sense
social
because
media comments and.
Like, this is not at all a famous line from Muppet Christmas Carol.
It's
Thank
really
you
not.
all and Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's a very good joke, but it's not like the best joke in that movie. Let alone
right. And it's only a joke in context. Like you see it on his shirt.
And it's also not spoken by Kermit. So
okay, it's not spoken by Kermit. Yeah.
Nor is it heard by Kermit, who would be
he's not there
in this photo.
Yeah, where's Bob Cratchit when this party's going on? Who knows?
He wasn't even born yet. He was still a tadpole.
He's a tadpole. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's out there. And I know that Kathy has listened to this podcast at times in the past. So, Kathy, if you're listening, hi. So,
love you.
Yeah. Jacob Marley says, that was the speech? Robert says, it was dumb. Then it was obvious. It was pointless. It was short. And they both say, I loved it. Pretty good.
Nailed
Pretty
it.
good Statler and Waldorf stuff.
Pretty good.
Here.
This might be the last time Jerry Jewell ever wrote Statler and Waldorf jokes, right? Because I don't know. He worked on Treasure Island.
Yeah, he's a co-writer on Treasure Island.
Yeah.
But yeah, after that, then I don't know. Yeah, so this might be one of the last times. I noticed for the first time watching this clip that the railing on that upper floor of the factory where Statler and Waldorf are has open spaces between the bars. Like it's a railing that I guess goes all the way around the second floor. But there's spaces there, which means that if the puppeteers were just there crouching behind this railing like they normally would, we would be able to see the puppeteers, which we're not supposed to do. So they have piled up what looks like just burlap sacks or maybe even just sandbags. So our view of the puppeteers has been blocked. I don't know how much of a, if there was some sort of oversight where somebody showed up to the set and was like, oh, no, you can't have an open railing where the puppeteers are going to go. We got to fix this. But
wasn't this like the whole everything set was made Muppet sized for this one? Like this one especially? Right?
Yeah, everything is very...
yes, that's very short-sighted, yeah.
Who knows? Maybe they planned it that way. Maybe they were always going to have bags or sandbags, yeah.
You know what they should have had there? More barrels. I need more barrels.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They should
gotta do it.
Fill this entire movie with more barrels. So now I'm thinking back and I can think of other barrels in the movie. I wish we had been keeping track this entire time.
Barrel count. What's it up to?
Yeah, when they're skating at the Penguin skating party, Rizzo falls into a barrel. We should have been counting.
He does, yeah. We got to re-record the whole season.
Okay, we'll go back. Everyone, forget you listened to all these episodes up to now.
Clear your feeds and your cookies and restart.
We're starting over. I'm doing my rap again.
Oh, do you want to do that right now?
Do you want me to?
No, I would just be curious to see if you actually could do it from memory. Another thing about these guys, what is going on with their hats? Statler is wearing this very bright orange hat, which doesn't really seem in character for either Statler or Marley. And Waldorf is wearing this shiny gold hat with this big feather in it. Like, these seem way too festive for these guys.
Well, like we talked last week about Gonzo and Rizzo's pinstripes and belt buckles that they're suddenly wearing.
Yeah.
In this scene. So I don't know if it's just like everyone's in their party attire, you know?
Okay.
I don't know.
They didn't want to be left out. They didn't want to seem like...
Right, because I don't really think the pinstripes and belt buckles are really all that appropriate for Gonzo and Rizzo either. But here we are. You know? Yeah. Or the buckle hats. I mean, not belt buckles, but they have like the pilgrim buckle hats like we talked about last week.
Okay. Everyone's just wearing their party outfits. Mm-hmm. I'll buy that.
You guys don't have a party hat with a buckle on it?
Well, not yet.
What do you wear to weddings, you peasants?
Not yet, but maybe we should find a way to add that to our TeePublic store.
Gonzo and Rizzo buckle hat.
Yeah, a party hat with a buckle on it. Ma Bear says she's bored with speeches. She wants to dance. So Fozziwig...
I love that, by the way. That,
like, I'm bored with speeches. Let's dance, son. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right for Fozzie, that his ma would shoot down his speech that he worked so hard on.
If she's not falling asleep during it, she's putting
right, like on the Muppet Show. Then Fozzie says, "Here's Mrs. Fozziwig to start the party. Way to go, Ma!" And she starts the party.
He does a scooter fist.
And
fist when he says
he does the scooter? Yeah,
he does do the fist move. Yeah, that's fun. But how exactly does Mrs. Fozziwig start the party? She says to the band, "Hit it, boys." That's it. That's all. That's how you start the party.
Like, what a good son that he tease up his mom for this.
Yeah.
Very brief intro.
And he takes right after her because he's got his short speech. She's got her short introduction. They're very efficient.
That's true. Yeah,
that's one thing that Scrooge learned from Fozziwig was efficiency.
Yeah,
it's true.
Although I gotta say, Scrooge is not as concise in his own.
This is true.
Like the way he talks to his employees, the way he talks to his his nephew. He's a lot more wordy.
It's true.
He gets that from Jerry Jewell.
Right. So the band starts playing this slow, classy instrumental piece. Animal is playing a drum set. At least the animal have his drums. We can see that the tom-toms are made of ginger beer barrels with just some kind of fabric stretched on the top. I like that little detail. I don't know when drum sets were invented. I guess there were drums by this point, Dickensian times. But we also see him hitting this triangle occasionally, which is pretty much all he gets to do in this part of the song. Floyd and Janice and Zoot are all there too. They all appear to be just playing violins. This is a very string-heavy piece. So they're just there with the violins. I couldn't really tell what Dr. Teeth is playing. Does he have a little piano? Any guesses on that?
I couldn't tell, yeah.
Dr. Teeth is presumably playing an instrument of some kind.
Victorian Instrument X.
Yes, exactly. Lips is not there, though. We've had Lips in movies before, but he's not in this one.
R.I.P. Lips. Yeah. I believe Great Muppet Caper is the only movie he's in. Right? Because we don't see him again until the 2015.
No, you're right. He's not in Muppets Take Manhattan. Yeah. I should know that because we just watched it 2 minutes at a time. But, yeah. So Rizzo leads Gonzo over to this buffet. And who is serving the buffet? Well, it's the Swedish chef. Here he is making his appearance in this movie. We don't get Lips, but we do get the Swedish chef.
Obligatory.
Yes, you gotta have the chef. This is the one and only time that the chef was performed by David Rudman.
And like Ryan, you talked on the previous episode about how no one ever really talks about how Statler and Waldorf sound wrong.
Right.
And I think that's kind of true with the chef. Like, David Rudman doesn't sound much like Jim Henson or Bill Beretta here.
No.
His voice is much higher. But it's just like, it's the Swedish chef, so fine, who cares? Like, he's talking like that. Good enough. You know? Yeah,
I would say generally David Rudman's voices are on the higher side, especially compared to Jim Henson or Bill Beretta. I would say that Jim and Bill's Swedish chefs sound more similar to each other. But yeah, I've never heard anybody say like, oh, I love the Swedish chef, except for in that Christmas movie. He sounds wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Although you said his voices are mostly higher. I'm gonna, because I know someone will bring it up if we don't say it. Even his Cookie Monster is considerably higher than Frank's.
That's true. Yeah, and that's why I said mostly, because I was thinking of Cookie Monster as a.
But like even Cookie is like, and I feel like Frank was like, "Oh, hi there," and David's like, "Oh, hello, I'm eating cookie, me eating cookie." You know, like it's in a high register. It sounded just like both of them.
No, that's a good demonstration. I got what you were going for.
Yeah.
So
he's great. I love his Cookie Monster, to be clear.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not knocking David Rudman as Cookie Monster.
No, it's
maybe
one of
my
the best
favorite recast of all Muppets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree.
The characterization is just like spot on. But this is the time when Jim Henson had recently passed away, and they were still sort of trying to figure out what to do with all of his characters. Like, so we've seen Kermit has been recast. They would not recast Ralph for a while. Dr. Teeth does not speak in this movie, so they're just sort of figuring it out. So yeah, we got a new person playing the Swedish chef in this one, and it's going to be a different person playing the Swedish chef for his one very brief scene in Muppet Treasure Island. So they're just
it's Beretta there, isn't it?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. And then from then on.
Yeah. But they're still just kind of trying to figure all this out. Yeah. So the chef is playing with these rubber chickens, singing "Deck the Halls." He says, for some reason, I always try to write down phonetically what the chef is saying. So he says, "Yin die Schwerdi Verdi Versky," and he yanks the lids off of these two serving platters, and there's two bunches of Muppet grapes who start to sing "Fa la 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 la," and that's where this clip ends. So, "Fa la 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 la" what? We'll have to wait.
Edge of my seat. right now.
Yes. Could be fa la 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 anything. We have no idea.
Could be fa la 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 linoleum for all we know.
Yes.
Oh,
it could
man, I
be.
wish.
And now it occurred to me that I've seen this movie so many times, but if you had asked me, if I were on Hubbawa and our friend Becca asked me, what kind of Muppet food sings fa la 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 in Muppet Christmas Carol? I don't know that I would be able to answer that question accurately off the top of my head.
It would be grapes.
Do you think you would have known that?
That's what I would have said. Yeah.
You would have guessed grapes, or you would have been pretty confident?
Yeah, I can. No, I can. Yeah. I can.
I get what you're saying. That if I hadn't just watched this and you told me to guess, I probably would have said like a goose or a ham.
Yeah,
sure.
Be.
Yeah,
like some kind of Christmassy food.
I guess I thought of it because as I was going through and taking notes, I had it paused right before the chef was about to pull the lids off, and I was like, "Oh, this is where the singing food." But then I couldn't remember.
Couldn't remember what food.
Is it lettuce? Is it radishes? Is it the scallions that we're all big fans of? The Muppet
Love those scallions.
Yeah, no, it's grapes. That's where the clip ends. That is everything I have on this clip. Any final thoughts on these 2 minutes? Matt, starting with you.
I just, it's been a while since I've watched this movie in whole and then also in clips, I guess. So it was just fun to watch it again. It's just one of those things where it's, real nostalgia boost whenever it just kind of pops up randomly when you're not expecting it. And so doing the research again this week, I was like, this is fun. I should watch this.
Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah.
Anthony, any final thoughts on this clip, or do you have any more for our visit to the old curiosity shop?
I have 2 items for the old curiosity shop.
Oh, good.
The first one is, we talked about Fozzie and Fezziwig having similar names. In the annotated Christmas Carol by Michael Patrick Hearn, which I've mentioned many times, he talks about how there were like just rip-off versions of the unlicensed, rewritten cheapo versions of the book for sale.
Oh, did they still call it a Christmas Carol?
Yeah, I believe so.
So
it was just was it like paraphrasing or copying or like?
Yeah, it was paraphrasing. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And
it was like when. Oh, sorry. It was like all those websites where they'll take an article from another website and apparently put it into Google Translate or something and translate it back, and it's kind of the same article, but all the words are synonyms of the original words.
Right.
Have you ever come across these?
Weird.
Yeah. We just talked about that with an episode of our podcast.
We did, yes. We found an episode of our podcast linked on some random website, and it was I wish I had it in front of me right now. Maybe I should go look for it.
It was the transcript of it?
It was like moving proper alongside or something.
Yes, right? That's it.
Wait, was it like a transcript of a whole episode?
No,
not a transcript. It was just
the
post from the Tough Pigs website.
Gosh.
Yeah.
What if they had recorded it and then played it into Google Voice and then translated it back into?
Oh, that would be very interesting.
That would be amazing. But anyways, in the book, he talks about one that was published by Parley's Illuminated Library in 1844. Dickens wrote to his publisher that this colorable imitation is precisely the same, and the characters the same, and the names the same, with the exception of the name Fezziwig, which is printed Fozziwig. So sometimes people call Fozzie Fuzzy Bear. So there you go, Fozziwig.
So that's the Fozziwig cut.
Fuzzy.
Okay.
That's the Fozziwig cut. Yeah.
Huh.
That's the Zack Snyder's Fozziwig is gray cut of A Christmas Carol. I don't know.
Wow.
Justice is gray.
I always thought that in the Pierce Brosnan episode, I'm sure this is just his accent, but the Pierce Brosnan episode of Muppets Tonight, that it sounded like he calls Fozzie Fuzzy.
Maybe he does.
Maybe he does. Maybe he thinks that's his name.
Maybe he just wanted to see how fuzzy the bear was.
Yeah. I have an update. The poorly translated version of our podcast post was on a website called AtlantaOnlinePost.com. And it was, the name of it was Movin' Proper Alongside. And where we said with special guest, it said with particular visitor. So ours was with special guest Patrick Kottner of the George Lucas Talk Show, and this one said with particular visitor Patrick Kottner of the George Lucas Speak Present. Yeah, so that's the equivalent of those bootleg versions of a Christmas Carol.
I'm a big fan of the George Lucas Speak Present, though.
Yes,
it's a very good show.
I'm really glad we could get that particular visitor.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. How visitor.
Okay.
Amazing. And then the other thing I just wanted to say about the book is Fezziwig's party is my absolute favorite sequence in the entire book.
Oh,
it's just like the most joyful passage. It's just this like enthusiastic celebration of everything about spending the holidays with your family and friends. I used to, at a previous school where I used to work, one of the 7th grade teachers taught A Christmas Carol every year. And I got to read Fezziwig's Party out loud every year.
Wow.
So will you both indulge me to do a reading of my favorite paragraph?
Yes, please.
Of course.
Which is they have just set up the dance, and we are talking about what the atmosphere is like as the dance is starting up. In came a fiddler with a music book and went up to the lofty desk and made an orchestra of it and tuned like 50 stomach aches. Love that. 50 stomach aches. In came Mrs. Fezziwig, one vast substantial smile. In came the 3 Miss Fezziwigs, beaming and lovable. In came the 6 young followers whose hearts they broke. In came all the young men and women employed in the business. In came the housemaid with her cousin the baker. In came the cook with her brother's particular friend, the milkman. In came the boy from over the way, who was suspected of not having board enough from his master, trying to hide himself behind the girl from next door but one, who was proved to have had her ears pulled by her mistress. In they all came, one after another, some shyly, some boldly, some gracefully, some awkwardly, some pushing, some pulling. In they all came, anyhow and everyhow. Away they all went, 20 couple at once, hands half round and back again the other way, down the middle and up again, round and round in various stages of affectionate grouping, old top couple always turning up in the wrong place, new top couple starting off again as soon as they got there, all top couples at last and not a bottom one to help them. When this result was brought about, old Fezziwig, clapping his hands to stop the dance, cried out, "Well done!" And the fiddler plunged his hot face into a pot of porter, especially provided for that purpose.
Wow. The pot of what?
Porter, beer.
Oh, okay.
Dark beer.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice little reward for
Jerry Jewell wrote all of that. Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, so you can see what I mean. Like, just like the energy is so
it's chaotic, but like so much fun. Oh my gosh. I want
so fun, right?
I want in came Matt Wilkie to be put in there somewhere.
Yeah, you hear that and you just want to be at that party.
You can like imagine it, yeah.
You want that invitation.
So
I love the phrase anyhow and everyhow.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that Charles Dickens, he knew what he was doing.
I guess
he knew
so.
a thing or two about writing, yeah.
Like that's one of those things is I think we think like, oh, old writing is all boring or whatever, but no, it's a classic for a reason.
Right, exactly. Yeah, these are the books that have stuck around. Huh. Yeah. Well, that is great.
So
thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for letting me do that. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. I'm going to have to look for some kind of like public domain fiddle-based party music to put under that.
That'd be great.
It's got to be something out there. So, then with that, we can move on to Matt. We like to ask our guests a couple of questions. What's your history with this movie? Where do you rank it alongside the other Muppet movies? And is this something that you watch every year around the holidays?
Well, I absolutely love this movie. I saw it, if I'm doing my math right, when I was 7 years old. And it was like that sweet spot where you're still just in love with the Muppets. And so really big fan. It's not something I watch every year. And that's only because I'm not a person who traditionally watches something. I used to traditionally watch Christmas Eve on Sesame Street every Christmas Eve. And then I realized that I just want to have like a big variety. So every year I'm just
Sure.
kind of pulling new stuff, pulling old stuff. I really like now going through like a certain TV show, and I'll watch like every Christmas episode from Cheers, or I'll watch every Christmas episode from Friends, or like something like that.
Yeah, me too. I love that too.
Yeah.
That's a kind of just, yeah. So I mix it up every year. So like I was saying earlier, it's been a while since I've seen this in full. And I can't believe it's been that long. Like sitting there the other day watching this, just 2 minutes of it, I was like, this is a magical thing that came together so beautifully. It brings up so much nostalgia for, being with my siblings at Christmas and watching it with them. So it's a beautiful movie, all told. And so a very big favorite. Where would I rank it though? That's a tough one. Because if I'm ranking it as a Christmas movie, that's one ranking. If I'm ranking it as a Muppet movie, that's a different one, because it's not, yeah. The adaptations are good and I like them a lot, but I do rank them a lot lower just because they're adaptations.
Sure.
So let me think, maybe like fifth favorite.
Okay.
Out of the theatricals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Where would you rank it on the list of every Christmas movie ever made?
Well, I think for that we should ask my good friend Santa Claus. Every Christmas movie ever made. Fourth.
Oh wow! Okay.
I don't know if the other three are off the top of my head, but I'll say fourth.
I assume one of them is Christmas with the Cranks. That's probably like number 2.
It's 1 and 2.
Okay.
Oh man.
So
good Emmett Walsh performance, but otherwise,
man, I saw it in the theater, but I could not tell you anything about it. Other than, is that the one where like they get in a tanning bed?
Yeah. Yep. They get like sunburnt at a tanning bed.
Yeah.
For Christmas.
That's the one where they were going to go on a vacation, and then the kids made them throw Christmas, right?
That sounds right.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's what happens. Yeah.
All right. Well, then with that, we're going to wrap things up so we can all go watch Christmas with the Cranks. And you can find us at toughpigs.com on the internet and everywhere you can think to look for us on social media. Thanks to Morgan Davy for our logo. You can support us on Patreon. We would really appreciate that. Patreon.com/toughpigs. You can email us at movingrightalong@toughpigs.com. You can find me on Twitter at @MeRyanRowe. I'm on Letterboxd at MoviesAreNeat. Anthony is on Letterboxd at ZeppoMarxist. So please follow us in those places. Matt, where can people find you or your work or whatever on the internet? And if you want to tell us where to find Santa, that would also be great too.
You can find him right here next to me, Santa. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Writing Wilkie. That's writing like writing a letter, and Wilkie like me, Matt Wilkie. And I'm on the socials there. Not a lot to kind of kick up and promote, but I do just want to say that I'm a huge fan of Tough Pigs. Always have been, always will be. Love being a part of it. Huh. And if you're not subscribed, if you're not on their Patreon, get on that because it's a great thing. It's so much fun content and cool stuff. Check it out. Yeah.
You can get bonus newsletters every month, and you can submit questions for our video Q&As where we take turns, Joe and Jared and myself, answering those Q&A questions. We've been getting some really good questions lately, so if you want to be a part of that, patreon.com/toughpigs. So that is just about it. Also, listeners, if you can give us a positive review anywhere you can find a place to leave positive reviews for podcasts online, and tell everyone all your coworkers, all the rats and dogs and whatnots that you work with about this show. And join us again next week for another episode of Moving Right Along. It'll be dumb, it'll be obvious, it'll be pointless, and actually we can't guarantee it'll be short, but we'll see you then.
Way to go, Ma! We're starting over. I'm doing my rap again.
Oh, do you want to do that right now?
Do you want me to?
No, I would just be curious to see if you actually could do it from memory.
Here, cut it out, but I'll try. Do you want me to try?
Okay.
you want me to try?
Try, yeah.
All right, here. I'm shutting my iPad.
Okay.
So I'm not looking. You can see that I'm not looking at it.
This might
Anthony
go at the
Strand,
end of the
back
episode.
again, talking about the Muppets with my co-host and friend. It's Ryan Rowe from Austin TX. If it doesn't feel like Christmas yet, it will next. A podcast present coming down from the shelf. I play Charles Dickens and Ryan plays himself. Michael Caine, 2-time Oscar winner, paid Bean Bunny to bring us a turkey dinner. No more sleeps until we start this gig. We're going to throw a party just like Fozziwig. When love is gone, you'll find some more right here. Every single week a hit of Christmas cheer. We'll have some great guests. We just can't go wrong. It's Muppet Christmas Carol. I'm moving right along.
Whoa, you did have it memorized.
Amazing.